For the first time since 2021, Michigan State and Nebraska will meet for a Big Ten dual meet. Spartans, Cornhuskers, coming up next on Big Ten Plus. Hello everyone, I'm Jacob Maurer alongside Eric Olenowski, live here at Jennison Fieldhouse for this Big Ten dual wrestling action between number 7 Nebraska and Michigan State. Eric, both these teams were in action just 2 days ago on Friday night. We'll start first with the Cornhuskers. They travel to number 18, Michigan, facing them off in Ann Arbor and dominating the Wolverines 38-6. They move to 2-1 in Big Ten play and trying to move to 3-1 here in East Lansing. They'll try to keep that momentum moving forward against the Spartans.
In Ann Arbor on Friday night, they looked incredible. You mentioned the 38 points. More importantly, 8 of 10 victories for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. 7 came via bonus point victory. And the one that they did not pick up bonus points was with Chris Minto as he upset number 10 ranked Bo Mantanona. Just impressive outing for the Nebraska Cornhuskers on Friday night.
Yeah, excellent for Nebraska, and they'll be facing off against Michigan State here today on Sunday afternoon. Spartans were in action on Friday right here at Jennison Fieldhouse. They lost a tough one to the Hoosiers of Indiana, ranked number 21 at the time. Spartans lost 35-3 on Friday night. They fall to 0-3 in the Big Ten Conference. Michigan State, they need to find some answers and try to pick up their first Big Ten dual victory of the season here today.
Yeah, a bright point in that duel was at 149 with Clayton Jones III picking up the victory. But then you also look at 65 and 74, where you had Nivison and Garza both lose close matches, and that's a building point. Look, there's no secret here. The Spartans are not favored. I don't think that anyone else is going to say that the Spartans are going to come out here and they're favored on paper. What they have to do is forget the rankings and just get back to wrestling. They have been hesitant to get off the whistle, and I think that's where it starts, is coming out here and at least laying it on the line. Take some risks. You know that you're not favored on paper, so it's going to be tough, and that's what you have to do, is you can't do the conventional thing to beat the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You're going to have to look outside the box.
Well, looking at these 10 bouts here today, a lot can stand out, but there's going to be one that we're going to key in on, and that's going to be the 174-pound bout between Lenny Pinto of the Cornhuskers and Cesar Garza for Michigan State. Eric, why do you like this one so much?
In particular with Cesar Garza, I'll just start with him. He's really moving his feet, starting to move his feet, get to his low-level offense. And when you look at a guy like Pinto, this is a guy who loves to go upper body. He attacks both sides of the body. He's going to go right side underhook. He's going to go left side underhook. He's going to switch it up. He'll go high crotch. He'll go outside single. But what he does is he likes to use counter offense, in particular on that underhook side. So if Cesar Garza is able to stay low, I think he can keep this match close and potentially pick up the victory against Lenny Pinto.
Well, these Big Ten duels are always pretty fun, and we'll have more action next right here on Big Ten Plus. Number 7 Nebraska and Michigan State wrestling coming up on Big Ten Plus.
And it's Brock Hardy.
Well, let's take a look at 149. Clayton Jones versus Ridge Lovett. Ridge, one of the best at 149, and he's been doing it for a while. 11-1 on the season. Clayton Jones 4-7. Clayton Jones, however, was the only Spartan to score points for his team on Friday night. Tough task here, though, against Ridge, number 3 in the country at this weight, and quickly gets Jones down for a takedown.
Yeah, we have to make sure that, Clayton Jones just gets tossed to his back, but Ridge Lovett out here working already.
And quickly a lot, Jones with the leg of Lovett. Lovett with a reversal there. 5-1 Lovett over Jones.
And now Jones starting to move his feet, and sometimes that's what you need, is to give up a takedown in order to go out there and wake yourself up. Clayton Jones has woken up now. He's down 5-1, but this match is not over. A lot of time left, and you're seeing now Ridge Lovett work to a 2-on-1 to the left arm. Beautiful slide-by attempt there for Jones. Now double leg attempt, and beautiful.
Jones going for the double there for the takedown. Gets both legs. Puts Lovett where he wants. And Jones still in control here.
Now cradle attempt for Jones. And Lovett is still going to be down.
Out of bounds before he was able to get the escape point.
Look at this double leg, gets his hands locked immediately. And that's key. Especially with a guy like Lovett, you cannot allow him a millisecond to figure out from a counteroffensive standpoint what he wants to do. And now for Clayton Jones, I like that. There's no point Clayton Jones should be riding Ridge Lovett on top. Clayton Jones needs to be working on his feet where he is best against a guy like Ridge Lovett. I love this.
And Lovett looking to become the 6th four-time Nebraska All-American this season. Already has 3 under his belt.
Jones's footwork. He needs to get that footwork going again. I love when it's both feet moving, in and out.
And quite the entertaining first so far. Under a minute to go here.
Yeah, those fakes are great as well coming from Jones.
Both being aggressive. Offensively, Lovett trying to go underneath. Jones backing away. Lovett with his head, the shoulder of Jones.
That's head position right there. Right in the temple of Jones. And although the headgear is covering the temple, it still hurts when someone's pushing your head that way.
It's just a match of pressure right now. Lovett going for the right leg of Jones. Flipping over, Lovett gets on top for the takedown. 20 seconds to go in the first. Lovett expands his lead. Jones trying to escape before the first expires, but Lovett in great control right now.
Yeah, we saw Hardy with a cradle. We saw Smith with a cradle. And one guy who loves cradles as well is Ridge Lovett. Clayton Jones has to make sure to keep that knee away from the head. Easier said than done with a guy like Lovett, sorry.
Up by 5 is Lovett. So you see here, just flips him over. Comes on top beautifully. A guy like Lovett, Eric, he just pops out to me as someone so quick. I have to wonder how long Jones is going to be in control here. Trying to at least drive that riding time down. Now it'll flip in favor of Jones. They'll come back up. Lovett finally gets the escape. Both at neutral. Last season, Lovett was a Big Ten champion at 149. Arguably one of the best at this weight class.
That head position is...
A stall warning called on Jones there. So we arrive to under a minute to go in the second. Lovett and Jones still battling it out at neutral. Both were very aggressive in the first. And now you just have to feel that they are feeling each other's tendencies right now.
And there goes the cradle again. Jones, that's how easy it is. The left knee came just for a millisecond towards the head, and look how consequential that is.
This is dangerous right now for Jones. And there it is. The pin for Lovett. Gets all 6 for the Huskers. Big reason why he's number 3 in the country, and shows it right there. Winner by the fall at 149. Nebraska takes 6 more.
Yeah, just like it, that's all it was, is the knee came up on the left side for enough time for Ridge Lovett to lock that cradle up, and anytime he's going to get that cradle locked, he's going to finish it.
Nebraska up big on Michigan State early, 19-0 after 4. We'll take a break here on Big Ten Plus.
Advice from one of the best in the game at the move.
Well, as we mentioned before in the pregame, Mason Stewart going for Michigan State. He's just a freshman for the Spartans. Wrestled at one of Michigan's high school wrestling powerhouses, Detroit Catholic Central. He's an Oakland County champion multiple times. In third place in the MHSAA, and then last year a champion in the D1 at 150 pounds, making his dual meet debut for Michigan State. He'll go up against Scott Robertson. He'll get quickly the takedown.
Oh, Robertson looking for a Granby roll. Close to a reversal.
Robertson has only wrestled in one duel, so he gets the reversal there. Only one was against Augustana, South Dakota, December 20th. Duel for the Huskers. Robertson, also young, a redshirt freshman. Last year was 9-8 overall. Did not wrestle in a dual meet. He had 4 pins last year and 4 tech falls.
And Robertson in this waterfall position. He has to post with his left off the knee of Stewart. And what that'll do is it'll clear that knee, and that's exactly what he does, and does have that bottom leg still turked. Knees have to stay close on that turk. And Coach Manning was yelling the same thing, knees tight, shaking his head as the knee falls out.
Gets the takedown there, and now has the lead over Stewart. Stewart trying to escape still. Robertson doing a nice job on top, building that riding time. As finally Stewart gets the escape. 20 seconds advantage for Robertson on the riding time there. Still even at 5. Both just feeling each other out. And Eric, we mentioned both these guys have not wrestled a lot this season for their teams, especially in duels, so there's not a lot of film on each other for tendencies.
Robertson working on a double here. Short time left.
Right now, unable to score anything. We'll see what he can do with 5 seconds to go in the first. Both just locked up here. That'll do it after 3. And we got a tight one at 157. Robertson will start on the bottom as we take a look.
Constantly working for this takedown, but Smith able to fight his way out. Robertson stuck with that right side underhook. Still didn't have enough to pick up the 3 as he starts on bottom.
Stewart trying to just dwindle that riding time down. Close match like this, that could be a factor. And Stewart quickly trying to keep the toes in. He does. 3 points for the takedown. And there comes the brick from Manning. And you have to think, Eric, this is going to be one whether Stewart's toes were in or not.
And let's take a look at it. He gets to this elbow pass, and that right foot, did it go out? It's one of those toe touches. 50-50 call, and you did say, quick correction here, Manning did throw the brick, which you did say correctly. The referees then came together and said instead of Nebraska using their challenge, it was so close, we're going to take a look and keep an eye on this right foot. Does the right foot, can you see the right foot still maintain? He's in bounds. I think it's pretty clear.
And it's hard to tell with the white shoes and the white circle.
Oh! I mean, it's millimeters. This is a game of inches. This is, and that's the thing is, look, great camera work here. I think it just slides out. But is this enough video evidence right there?
And it's just one of those things where if it's so close like that, you have to stick with the initial call on the mat. To Stewart awarding with the takedown.
Yeah, but real quick, back to this before we get back to action. Manning did throw the brick, but the referees came together and said, we're going to look at this, so they gave Nebraska their brick back. Important. Had that have been called the other way, they would have received the brick back, but there is no brick lost there. We'll say that.
That's a good observation because Nebraska will keep their challenge throughout. You never know when you're going to need it, especially in this Big Ten duels. 1:12 to go in the second. Stewart still on top, building that riding time.
And now Stewart looking for a cradle on the bottom leg, and he does have it, so now he has to scoot. Same situation. I feel like this has been a dual meet between cradling teams looking for a far side cradle now. So first went near side cradle, and now has a cross-face far side cradle, but he is so extended, this is going to be extremely difficult here.
It's so tough, especially when you want to focus all that pressure on one point.
And I would say here, although Stewart has that cradle locked up, Robertson is in better position to score here.
Robertson with the escape there.
Yeah, Stewart just went to the far side rather than the near side, and that just left him too extended, giving Robertson enough space to sneak his hips out.
Still big for Stewart, though, building that riding time. As Robertson shoots. Stewart doing a nice job backing out of the way.
Stewart has to go short elbow on that left side.
Inside 4 seconds to go in the second. And this one has been quite the entertaining bout. 8-7, Stewart with the advantage over
Not the
Robertson.
match we were expecting when we were going over the duel a few days ago, but I'll tell you what, most exciting match that we've had thus far.
Just the close competition, especially both these guys being young. You know, they are looking to fill in roles. Robertson previously wrestling at 149, but you know, Lovett's there, so this is his chance now. At 157, especially with Taylor dealing with a lower body injury. Nothing too serious, but it gives guys like Robertson a chance here. Boy, they've both put on a show here. Stewart going at it. Has the right leg of Robertson.
And Robertson looking to scoot the corner. Stewart still fighting as hard as he can. Stewart was the initiator on this shot, but it looks like Robertson's going to get to the corner.
Robertson just needs to swing it around, trying to get that leg loose. And using the arm, and finally, Robertson gets around for the takedown, takes a lead early with under a minute to go here in the third. Stewart has to escape to tie it up.
Riding time at 40 seconds and counting down.
And there it goes, Stewart looking for it. One for the takedown, we're tied at 10. Stewart coming back around.
And now Stewart has to come back to the center. There is no real estate over to his right. He has to work to his left.
Robertson's trying to flip. Stewart keeping the toes in. They'll push him out there. Meet back in the middle.
Look at this. Getting to the corner and trying Nebraska right on the out-of-bounds line, cheering as much as they can for Robertson as he's in deep on a swing single head on the inside.
10 seconds to go here in the third. We're tied up at 10. Riding time no longer a factor. Stewart trying to spin around. Robertson flipping him over. Trying to get that shoulder down. He can't before the third. And we'll have a sudden victory. Tied up at 10. A 2-minute period. First to score wins it. A rule change that they made in 2021. They changed it from a minute to 2.
Underhook for Stewart. Now high crotch attempt, gets to a shot, looking to double off. He's going to get to the corner.
And there it is. Mason Stewart with the takedown. Gets 3 for Michigan State. Winner in the sudden victory. What a match, Eric.
What a match. Look at this high crotch. Watch his head. Gets looking across the back of Robertson and picks up the 3 for the Spartans. Put him on the board.
And look at Michigan State. Their bench, they love it. As do their fans here. What about that was? Spartans get 3. Nebraska still up big. After 5, they lead by 16, but you have to wonder if a match like that, maybe Michigan State can start to get the momentum going their way. We'll take a quick intermission. Through 5, Nebraska up 19-3 over Michigan State. We'll see what the next 5 have in store next here on Big Ten Plus. Thank you so much, Charlotte, as we get ready for the last 5 bouts in this one. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? It's been quite entertaining so far. Nebraska, though, dominating through those first 4 bouts. Michigan State getting bout number 5, though, at 157. They'll be looking to keep that momentum moving forward, but Nebraska still poses an all-star lineup here in the second half of this duel. Yeah, things do not get easier from here, but for, if anything that we've seen from the Michigan State Spartans is promising looking forward. Hopefully they continue that, is to come out here and put offense on the board. I think that they have been taking their shots. They haven't been as hesitant as they were Friday night. And this is where the heart of the lineup comes for the Michigan State Spartans. When you look at 57, 65, 74, and then all the way up to 97 kilos. Outside of 84, this is where I think that the Michigan State Spartans are going to succeed, if they're going to succeed anywhere. Well, they're going to have to find some way, still down by 16, and there's been a lot of action in this one. Just take a look, all the physicality that comes along with Big Ten wrestling. Let's take a look at the key points. Yeah, just look at this offense. Van D, beautiful duck under, and then one of the things that we've seen repeatedly here for the Michigan State Spartans is knees to their head, giving up multiple cradles, but it just goes to show that these Nebraska Cornhuskers are headhunting. They are continuing to look for bonus points, and they've picked them up in multiple matches thus far. And comparing these two, Nebraska looks very similar to what they did on Friday night, just very aggressive, using their strengths. They can really go any way, but Michigan State, you mentioned, they've looked a lot different. What have you seen from Michigan State? What's been really the biggest difference for the Spartans in this one? It's them leaning on their leaders. They know what they have to do. It's just seeing someone else do it. So when you have guys and you communicate that, right? Guys like Remy Cotton and Cesar Garza came to this team and said, hey, we need to step up. There is expectations that we are not living up to. And now that it's been said, I think that you feel a little bit more. We have a sense, we have to have a sense of urgency to go out there and put points on the board. Well, Christopher Minto has taken the mat for the Cornhuskers. We'll take a look at 165. Jay Nivison going for Michigan State, the graduate. Minto, the freshman. Minto, though, 9-1 on the season. Nivison, 7-10. This one should be another one that we'll be looking at. Minto with a big win on Friday. The only victory not to end in bonus points for the Cornhuskers, but it was still a top 10 victory. Yeah, Minto beat Bo Mantanona out of Michigan, a guy who I know the Wolverines have high hopes for. A lot of expectations for Mantanona. They were not expecting Minto to go in there and pick up that major upset, 7-2. He just didn't beat him. He beat him up pretty good as Nivison. Now, we've seen Michigan State get to a few of those slide bys on 3 occasions here. Must be something they're working on. Just sneaky with those slide bys. Yeah, feeling it out. Nivison wrestled on Friday for Michigan State, a pin victim to number 14, Tyler Lillard. You say, yes, he was pinned, and the scorebook will say that. So for history, they will be saying that he lost by fall. But I'll tell you what, that was an overtime match where Nivison was in deep on a shot, in deep as it gets, and just lost his footing and fell to his back. And that was one that was tied 1-1 going into overtime. So again, like we saw with Lovett and Jones, just one of those that really the score doesn't indicate how close that really was.
No, you put Jaden Iverson in on that shot 10 times and he finishes it 9 times. I mean, it's something that is very rare and this is exactly where he was. This exact position is where Iverson was. Let's see what he learned from Friday night.
Minto in dangerous position right here. They're starting to count. Back points didn't get up to 2 though. They'll meet back in the middle.
I love it. And this is what the difference in Jaden Iverson from the beginning of the season to now is he's getting to the shot where he is successful. And it is that high-level shot where he doesn't even touch his knee. Pay attention to his right hand. He just sneaks it down, goes collar tie, sneaks it down, and is getting his hands locked. And what it's doing is it's taking away any risk. It's minimal risk when you get to, if you don't finish that shot, you just let it go. But you're not getting caught underneath as he was getting caught so often at the beginning of the season. So it's constant adjustments and it's little things like that help you continue to grow here in the Big Ten, because he comes from Buffalo. Getting used to this Big Ten schedule is something that's going to take him some time.
Minto, as we mentioned, just a freshman, going towards the Nebraska side now. 3-time NHCA state champion. His redshirt senior season, 16-4. Did not wrestle in a duel. This year, 2-1 on the year in duels. Big win, as we mentioned, on Friday night.
And I love how Minto is cutting the mat off. You notice how much control he has of the mat. Whenever Iverson tries to work his heels back to the center of the mat, because right now his heels are towards the out-of-bounds line, and you're starting to see this is mat management is what we call it. So Minto is starting to manage the mat. He's pushing this pace of the mat where he wants to go. As Iverson again goes for that high-level shot. Nice job.
Got a stall warning issued.
Did they give a stall warning?
I believe that was the first, so it'll just go as a warning. Now Iverson has to be careful here. So we end the first scoreless between Minto and Iverson. Even though there was no score there in the first, there was still a lot of action. Both feeling each other out, but doing a nice job fighting each other off.
Yeah, there's that shot that I was talking about, that elbow pass to that snatch single. Minto goes shoulder roll.
Nice move to get the escape. Both will meet back in the middle.
There's a poke in the left eye for Iverson while the match was stopped.
Iverson, a transfer from Buffalo, graduate senior for Michigan State, from Davison, Michigan, went to Davison High School. 0-4 on the year in duels, looking for his first duel victory on the season. Both back end neutral. It's just been a neutral fight here, Eric.
Yeah, but it's all Minto up to this point. Iverson has to work to get back towards the center, because at this point, it's extremely dangerous how he's dealing with another stall call. Could be coming soon.
There it is. There's the other stall, so Minto will get another point.
It's the control of the mat area that's really been a troubling factor for Iverson right now.
It just goes out. Tried to flip it around there. Both back at neutral. Under 40 to go here in the second. And another stall is called on Iverson. Eric, you just mentioned the positioning on the mat is his biggest kryptonite right now. So now that is 2 stall points for Minto that he gets off the stalls called on Iverson. And still Minto doing a nice job controlling the center of the mat. Nivison now in that position as we wind down here in the second. Minto trying to go for the shoot, runs out of time. Takes a 3-0 lead into the third. 2 minutes to go here. Nivison will start on the bottom. And Eric, if you're Nivison right now, already 2 stall calls called against you, how do you stop that? Because any time after that, it's going to continue to tally up.
The referees are not on his side right now, but he has to focus on picking up an escape first. So right now, Minto riding tough on top, and Nivison in danger of giving up near fall. And look at that, a beautiful cheap tilt.
He gets 4 for the near fall there.
Yeah, just jump sides quick, and Nivison had that bottom wrist locked up and gave up the 4 near fall.
And Nivison already called for 3 stalls, and this one, a 4th, would result in 2 points for Minto.
Yeah, I think this is where I would have went on my feet. I think Nivison, although he gave up the 2 stall calls, that is his best. You want to put yourself in the best position to win, and Nivison has to have the understanding that he can't get caught underneath. I mean, this can't build a habit. And look at this near fall, gets that elbow. Look how tight that elbow is. That left elbow is on his hip, and it was just a cheap tilt. Caught that wrist underneath, jumped sides, knew exactly where he was, held it for 4.
Gets the right shoulder blade down for 4 seconds there for the 4 points. Under a minute to go now in this one. Riding time just getting over a minute as Nivison gets the escape finally. So Minto now in position to have the riding time secured if Nivison cannot get a takedown here.
Yeah, Nivison has to get his head through at some point, duck this leg. So right now you see him duck the leg, and now he has to get his head up. His head is stuck down, which is putting a lot of pressure on his neck. It's going to be tough to finish here.
That's a tough position to be in. They'll reset in the middle. Have to think that helps up Nivison a little bit. Minto, though, approaching bonus point territory. He's going to need a takedown here if he wants to get there. Riding time will give him a point, but still only up by 7 if that were to happen. Needs to do it quickly with 5 seconds to go. And that'll do it. A decision for Minto. Wins it over Nivison 7-1, and 3 more points going to the Huskers.
I think Minto is someone you're going to see in the rankings pretty soon. Does that move him to 11-1 on the season?
And what a great weekend for him. A top 10 victory and finishing business here in East Lansing.
Doing so on his feet and on top, picking up some near fall, and that's exactly what Brian Snyder said when I asked him, what do you guys need to work on? He said the top game transitioning to turns.
And Minto will go to 15-1 on the season, 3-1 in duels. You might see him in the rankings, but now we have the matchup to watch.